What is up, Chrono Clashers? Chris here with Chrono Clash Central, and I want to talk a little bit about removal and the Naruto Chrono Clash system, and how we can deal with it. So here's main deck removal. We got it's all in purple and red. So if you're not playing against purple and red, then you can immediately be like, okay, well they're not gonna have destruction spells when they play their own cards. So we got Sakura Haruno, lots of Sakura Uchiha is probably the big exception here, and then Neji also as well. So those are like the two exceptions, right? Neji doesn't come with a creature attached, doesn't come with a battler attached, and Sakura hits Sentinels as opposed to pretty much everything else, which is the purple focus on hitting cost or less, and the red focus on hitting strength or less, right? And then EX deck is similar things. Geto statue being the end all be all of removal, hits 2, destroys 2, important to think about. And then we have the same trend. Itachi Susano hits cost, and then the 3 reds hit strength. So just kind of take that in, all the different removals that's going on, and how can we combat the removal, because red is an insanely popular color. Purple is also very popular. We see a lot of like red purple, red green, and green purple is kind of the most common deck. So you really don't see that much blue, which means you're always going to have to deal with some sort of removal. So how do we deal with it? Well, first of all, if you want to play blue, Protector is pretty solid, right? You can protect your big bad dudes or your weenies just by playing Protector, and that's really good when you're dealing with cards in the Guardian stack, especially. I didn't count like soft removal in here, like cards that return cards to hand, like all the size and whatnot. But your Protector helps a lot against those guys, and it can also just help you build your field up until you're ready to deal with your opponent. But you have to wonder, is there more ways to deal with removal? And that's what I'm calling the 5/5 rule. So what I've done here is I've listed all the 5-cost cards, and interestingly, it's green and blue, which is the opposite of red and purple. So these are all the 5-cost cards in the game that have 5 or more strengths. I'm calling it the 5/5 rule because like 5/5 is the stats, and then Neji and Zabuza have more strength, but more strength is never bad. So you can just kind of take these in. 5/5 rule means 5 cost, 5 strength. And I think these cards are really special because we'll get right into it. And these out of these, I would say Neji and Kankura are probably the weakest in my opinion, because Rock Lee gives you time, gives you EX, Naruto gives you EX, Zabuza has leadership, which is insane, and Choji attacks for 8, which can kill a lot of things and means he lives through a lot of attacks, or he lives through like Guardian attacks pretty easily because of his high strength. So 5/5 rule, keep it in mind. This is why it's good, because if we look, we've got all the removal now here, all the red X's. Both Sakura Haruno's can't kill it. Sakura Uchiha, the exception, can kill Naruto, but she just can't remove it. Tsunade 4 strength, too weak. Naruto and Pain 4 cost, too low. Cost is too high with 5/5. Garuda has 3 strength, we're still too high there. So it basically shuts off half the removal in the game. And if they want to remove it, we'll talk about this a little bit. About half, maybe a little bit more than half the removal. Your 5/5 rule is going to cover it all. And then the only 2 main deck cards that can deal with like the 5/5 are either Neji or Might Guy, both of which cost more than 5. So you're getting a little bit of like what I'm starting to call time economy. Like you play something, but they have to play something more expensive to respond to it. So with Might Guide, like you're gonna get 3 extra time there, and Neji you're gonna get 1 extra time, but they're also not gonna play anything, which is pretty valuable. And then all the other cards that can deal with the 5/5s are EX cards. So if your opponent doesn't have EX cards or they don't have a field, Might Guide and Neji are the only way to deal with them, and they're gonna set you up to have even more time on your turn. So that's why I really like the 5/5 rule. I think it's pretty solid, and I think it's a good concept to keep in mind if you're looking at like, oh, I want to make an aggressive deck, but I want to have some threats in my deck that aren't going to be susceptible to a lot of the removal in the game. Or if you want to make maybe a slower deck, like a more mid-range deck, and you just want to be like, I want to be heavy on things that just can't get destroyed, you can slap a lot of 5/5s, because there's only going to be so many ways your opponent can deal with it. And if you're prepared to deal with like the consequences of Might Guy getting played on you or things like that, then you can really take advantage of the fact that the 5/5 is hard to deal with. Of course, anything above 5/5, still holds the same principle that it's very hard to get rid of. But 5/5's the minimum, and I think that's a good place to start, because you're investing the least time to get the most, to shut off the most amount of destruction or removal. All right, and that's about it for the 5/5 rule removal in Chrono Clash system. Just want to keep it really brief. Let me know what you guys think of the 5/5 rule. I will touch on a few more things, since I just want to talk about removal in general. We'll go back. Sakura to Haruno. The red is absolutely probably the best removal in the game, in my opinion. There are so many 3 strength cards that go up to even 4 cost. You get a ton of time economy there, and it deals with problem cards like the Naruto Uzumaki 3 cost, when he's Hokage, and you get Kakuzu. He kills Kakuzu, kills the Gaara 4-drop with Sentinel if they try to just plop that in your way. It's awesome. And then Sakura Uchiha, she gets a lot of value because most of the Sentinel cards are either EX cards or they cost a lot more than her. So as far as removal goes, I think those two are super, super strong. Tsunade also really good, but kills herself. That's kind of an issue. But yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on like the other removal. I think Might Guy's good, but he doesn't fit in every deck just because how expensive he is. Talking a little too fast for my own good. And then out of Naruto and Pain, I think Naruto is better for like an aggressive deck because he costs less. But Pain is actually also really good because if you're not playing any high costs, him in the Guardian deck can really be punishing. He can take out Boruto's, he can take out Might Guys, kind of on surprise without having to contest. So he's one of the better Guardians in my opinion because he has 7 strength. So anything that costs less than 7, he's probably going to kill it unless it has recovery. And if not, he's going to be able to kill it because of his ability. And if you get lucky, you could 2 for 1. All right, that's a bit about removal. Last thing I want to talk about is Sasuke Uchiha, the Protector right here. If you notice, he satisfies the 5/5 rule at minimum, and he also has Protector, which means he's a pain in the butt to deal with. And he's also got Protector, which means everything else. So not only is he really ridiculously hard to get rid of, suddenly everything else becomes ridiculously hard to get rid of because they have to get through him first, unless of course they bounce him. And let's talk about that Sasuke really quick. It's something I've started to like get used to as I've been messing around with some decks. He actually also gets rid of everything but Might Guy, Geto Statue, and Neji. So there's only 3 cards in the game that can stop him other than returning to hand. Just straight up destroy him, and then everything else gets protected because they're hiding behind him. Anyway, 5/5 rule. A little bit of thoughts on removal in general. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Have you guys, it's not a super deep analysis. You just kind of look at like where does everything kind of fall off. But I hope you guys enjoyed the 5/5 rule. Let me know what you guys think of it. If you guys have kind of figured something out similarly, let me know in the comments. Any other like theories, any rules that you have, I would love to hear them. And if you guys try out the 5/5 rule, make some decks based on it, let me know how that goes for you. Give a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. It helps out a ton. And subscribe for more content like this, more deck promos, matches. They're on the way. We had some bugs this week with the camera and whatnot. So you get this instead. Thanks for watching, guys. Keep on learning. Keep on having fun. I'll see you in another video. Peace.